This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Now at 6, new information about a home invasion that left a central Indiana doctor dead. Why he sacrificed his life.
I thought this would be a safe place. You know, it's right in the open. Everyone's by us, but apparently it wasn't.
False sense of safety. A woman shares a warning after a meeting to sell a PlayStation turned into a robbery.
The latest Colts loss could be the end of their playoff hopes as the Titans come to town and take down Indy in a big way. I'm Brad Brown at Lucas Oil Stadium. A Week 13 recap coming up.
We start tonight with the forecast. Good evening to you here at 6 o'clock. I'm Mark Mullins. It's another rainy day across parts of central Indiana, and that rain could turn to snow. Storm Team 6 meteorologist Kyle Mounts is tracking this wet weather tonight.
Yeah, Mark, it's been a little bit soggy here throughout the weekend, and Storm Team 6 radar is still showing where we've got some of that rain, and you've probably seen at least a few snowflakes mixing in from time to time. Just stepped outside. It's still a light rain in the downtown area, but anywhere you see some of that blue and pink, like around the Greencastle area, portions of Putnam County, also near Crawfordsville, that's where we're mixing in a few of those snowflakes, and Rush County as well. Actually, a light coating on some of the cars there, and you can see a few more spots dealing with that. But as we work our way to the north, a chilly rain in Kokomo, Peru, and Logansport, with temperatures that are still several degrees above the freezing mark here. 35 in Tipton and Greenfield, 36 in Indy and Columbus. As we go through this evening, those temperatures will stay in the mid to upper 30s here, and we will see a few more of those wintry mix kind of showers, eventually transitioning over to some snow showers. But I think anywhere that we're going to see maybe a light coating would be over the eastern third to half of central Indiana. By tomorrow morning, just an isolated wintry mix out there, and temperatures right at 32 degrees.
Kyle, thank you. The family of a man killed during a break-in in Brownsburg says that he died defending his loved ones. Dr. Dean Marr was shot to death on Wednesday. According to his obituary, the 61-year-old was preparing to host Thanksgiving dinner when armed attackers broke into the home east of Ronald Reagan Parkway and I-74. The obituary says Marr confronted the attackers, sacrificing his life to save others. Police have not confirmed that information and have not reported any arrests in the case. Police believe a 19-year-old woman driving in Marion died at the hands of a passenger in her own car. 22-year-old Austin Smith faces criminal recklessness and reckless homicide charges. He's accused of firing an AR-15 from the back seat, hitting and killing Annalisa McMillan. Now, this happened Tuesday at the intersection of Mason Boulevard and South Baldwin Avenue. 2 other passengers were not hurt. Metro Police are investigating separate homicides on opposite sides of the city. IMPD says a man was found dead just before 11 o'clock this morning on Belleville Avenue near Michigan Street on the east side. Then around 12:45 this afternoon, officers found a man dead on Whitcomb Avenue. That's southwest of 16th and Lyndhurst on the west side. Police say the victim had been shot. A Southside Indianapolis woman is sharing a warning after a meeting to sell a PlayStation turned terrifying. RTV6's Graham Hunter explains what happened and what you can do to make sure this doesn't happen to you.
Kimberly Arnold and her brother came to this busy shopping center because they thought it would be a safe place to make a deal. She says they were met by 3 guys in a car who wanted to see the PlayStation they were selling, but says when her brother refused to hand it over for a closer look, they pulled out a gun.
And then I saw it and it had a laser on it and I was extremely scared. Like, I was shaking.
Arnold tells me she left her phone at home, so they had to drive all the way back before calling police. IMPD is investigating the crime. A spokesperson tells RTV6 tonight they encourage people to utilize e-commerce zones they've placed around town, which can be found at each district headquarters. These are places with heavy police activity that are under 24-hour surveillance. Arnold tells me she's sharing what happened to her so it doesn't happen to anyone else.
I want everyone to learn that, first of all, don't meet someone on apps or let go apps unless you have a safe place, which I thought this would be a safe place. You know, it's right in the open. Everyone's by us, but apparently it wasn't.
Tonight at 11, we'll have more on what you can do to make sure you stay safe when you're selling your stuff online. Working for you from the South Side, Graham Hunter, RTV6.
An 88-year-old Indianapolis man is no longer missing. IMPD shared an update today saying Willie Ely has been found and he is okay. He went missing yesterday. There were concerns about Ely's safety because he has a couple of medical conditions. A free ride ends today. Indigo is now charging fares to ride the Red Line. Taking the Red Line has been free for the first 3 months, in part because of technology issues. Indigo is using a temporary system for now because the permanent system called My Key still isn't ready. You can buy a paper ticket with cash or credit card at any Red Line station. A 2-hour pass costs $1.75. A full day pass is $4. If you have a Medicare card, a valid K through 12 student ID, or an Indigo half fare ID card, you can get those passes for half price. Part of a major street in downtown Indianapolis is scheduled to close for several months starting tomorrow. And Illinois Street will be shut down between McCarty and South Streets until July. Citizens Energy is finishing construction on the Lower Pogues Run Tunnel as part of the Dig Indy tunnel system. Dig Indy is a 28-mile network of underground tunnels that is aimed at eliminating sewer overflows in Marion County. The Colts started the final third of their season with an important game today, home against the Tennessee Titans. It all looked very good early in Indy, but at the end, not so much. Brad Brown was at Lucas Oil Stadium to watch it all unfold.
So today's game really felt like it played out kind of like a 3-act play. But in the end, the Colts were left with a 31-17 loss and perhaps the end of their playoff contentions. We'll get more to that here in just a couple of minutes. But it started off just great for the Colts today as the defense really set the tone early in this one. A couple of takeaways in the first quarter, fumble recovery, and the first one led to the Jack Doyle touchdown that made it a 7-0 advantage. Another one later got back, and the Colts eventually would work their way toward 5 quarterback sacks in the first half as well. So that added up to a 10-7 lead at halftime. Act 2 would put the Colts in the lead. The opening drive of the third quarter included a couple of big gainers. Zach Pascal, who was over 100 yards all day, helping to move the ball down the field. And Jack Doyle looked good early in the absence of Eric Ebron. A Nyheim Hines touchdown from a yard out had the Colts with a 17-7 advantage. Then the next part of the game really turned into Colts mistakes, adding up to Tennessee points. A Jacoby Brissett interception later in the third quarter eventually led to a Tennessee field goal, and the game would be tied at 17 apiece. In the fourth quarter, the Colts driving down the field, seemingly ready to come and put some points on the board to take the lead, and then it would be the second blocked field goal of the day. Adam Vinatieri's 46-yarder knocked down at the line. Ty Smith would run that one all the way back for a touchdown, and all of a sudden the Colts went from potentially being up to being down 24-17. Another interception on the next possession from Brissett would lead to the dagger of a touchdown from Ryan Tannehill. That 40-yard pass to the end zone made it 31-17, and that would eventually be the final score as Act 3 ended with the Colts looking for more answers here as their record falls to 6-6.
I mean, it hurts, especially, got to have a game and, all the work that you put in practice, have a good game plan and they come out and we didn't finish. It definitely hurts.
They're a very good defense, first off. They're tough, give you multiple looks, multiple coverages. So we couldn't consistently move the ball as well as we would like.
It's just a question of making plays in the fourth quarter, critical third down plays or stops or, not having a negative play that puts you behind the chains. We've made a few critical errors.
The sidebar story in all of this, once again, is going to be the Colts special teams and 3 misses today. Could the entire special teams unit use some work right now? Yes, that seems to be the case.
Again, I've got my head down. I can't tell you what happens in front of me when that's all going. We'll watch film tomorrow, and I know it's a normal thing that we say, but I'm sure there'll be some corrections.
So now the Colts have lost 4 of their last 5, and with a record of 6-6, the bottom line is this. They're going to need to win their final 4 games to even be in the playoff conversation for a wild card, as they're now in 3rd place in the division. Next up, they travel to Tampa for a game next Sunday against the Buccaneers. At Lucas Oil Stadium, Brad Brown, RTV6 Sports.
Brad, thank you. A community meeting will be held tomorrow to discuss the future of an Indianapolis school. Last month, the IPS Board of Commissioners voted to end a partnership with Charter Schools USA to manage Amadon Elementary and Middle School. The district will ask the State Board of Education to return control of the school to IPS. Tomorrow evening's public meeting to discuss the issue starts at 6 o'clock at the Tube Factory on Cruft Street. That's off Shelby Street on the south side. People who may not be able to escape the cold weather this winter are getting help to stay warm. Today, the organization Under the Weather Charity passed out gloves, hats, socks, and other winter weather accessories to people experiencing homelessness. Volunteers gave away items in front of Veterans Memorial Plaza in downtown Indianapolis.
Everyone here is a hard worker. We are one paycheck away from being homeless. This could be me. and I'll be looking for someone to be able to help me out in my time of need. So I do it because it can be me at any given time, any one of us.
Under the Weather charity focuses on providing the homeless with necessities needed during harsh weather conditions.
Tomorrow's going to be one of those days where you need the winter coat, but we are going to warm things up here. Actually, temperatures approaching 50 degrees. I'll detail that gradual warming trend.
Storms are making holiday travel treacherous for millions of people across the country, and many people may have to wait to get back home. Also, how a Southern Indiana high school will continue to honor a popular football coach after his sudden death shocked the community. You're watching RTV6.
Down on the farm. This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
A memorial cross will stay on the football field at a Southern Indiana high school in honor of a beloved coach. Funeral services for Philip Bausman were held this weekend. The West Washington High School coach died after suffering a stroke during a semi-state game in Indianapolis. Students will return to class tomorrow for the first time since his death. Police in New Orleans say a person of interest has been detained after a shooting that injured 11 people in the city's famous French Quarter. 2 people are in critical condition. Investigators originally thought 10 people were shot, but an additional victim later showed up at a hospital. The shooting happened early in the morning of a busy block of Canal Street that's lined with streetcar tracks and hotels.
Our officers were out here throughout this entire incident within feet when this incident occurred. Unfortunately, there were so many people out here who were unable to determine who was actually firing these shots at that time. Also, we had our partners out here with the state police as well as federal partners that are out here throughout the night as well. So we're definitely out here doing what it is that we're supposed to be doing with regards to protecting and serving this community.
Police have not determined a motive for the shooting. Winter weather in other parts of the country is likely to blame for several delays out of the Indianapolis International Airport. ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports millions of people are facing problems on the roads and in the air as they head home after the holiday.
One of the busiest days of the year for air travel is being complicated by a massive winter storm. A record 3.1 million people are expected to fly today. The TSA working to speed things up using a new screening process at some airports. But hundreds of flights are at risk of cancellation throughout the day. In South Dakota, a plane crash killed 9 people, including the pilot and 2 children. The cause not yet determined, but strong winds and snowy conditions were reported at the time of the accident. Conditions not much better for travelers taking to the roads as they return home from the Thanksgiving weekend. AAA predicting nearly 50 million people are traveling by car this holiday weekend, up almost 3% since last year. In North Dakota, heavy snow and whiteout conditions making it difficult for drivers. Stranded cars all over the highways in Minnesota. Weather crews out in full force trying to clear snow-covered roads. The storms are now marching east. This Delta plane sliding off the taxiway upon arrival at the Buffalo airport. No one was injured, but the plane's wheels were stuck for quite a while. And icy road conditions possibly to blame for this accident near Niagara Falls. Officials here in Albany, New York say they are ready for the storm.
We have 57 different pieces of equipment capable of moving snow that we'll be using throughout the course of the storm.
Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Of course, around here, we're dealing with cold conditions and a little bit of an annoying drizzle that's cold as well.
Yeah, that just adds to the chill.
Right.
And saw a few snowflakes out there today. We mentioned Rush County's had a light coating out there on at least some of the vehicles. This coming in from RTV6 photojournalist Shay Goodpaster in Rush County. A little bit of snow out there, but with temperatures still well above the freezing mark, the road should still be in pretty good shape for you, but we'll continue to watch that. In downtown, it is a chilly rain. Good night to stay in, or at least stay inside the car and check out the lights there. Lights at the Brickyard. We've got the temperature in the mid-30s, but it feels like the upper 20s with that southwest breeze right now. Wind chills 34 in Bloomington with the temperature of 38 for you in Muncie. Wind chill at 31. So you notice everyone is above the freezing mark. So you may see a few of those snowflakes mixing in, but they're going to have a difficult time sticking to much of anything other than those elevated surfaces. Here's a look at Storm Team 6 radar, where we've got that one little band of some snow shower activity from Greensburg, southeastern Rush County toward Connorsville. few more in Brown County and just to the north of Columbus. And then we work our way to the north. We've got some chilly rain showers still around Logansport and Peru. That's the same story around Indianapolis. Here's TrueCast as we go through the next several hours. Scattered, wintry mix, eventually transitioning to more of some snow showers. And I think the best chance of seeing that's going to be over the eastern portions of the state. That's where we could see a light coating going through the overnight now that the sun has set. And as we go into the morning hours, then the system largely pulling away. We'll keep in there about a 20% chance of a wintry mix tomorrow morning, but our temperature again only going to hover around freezing or a little bit warmer than that. So the main roads should be no problems out there as you head back to work and the kids to school. Our temperature 32 tonight. As we go into Monday, we are going to stay locked into the cloud cover here, and temperatures, it's going to be a winter coat kind of day. Into the middle 30s, and that breeze means it's going to feel colder. Here are the numbers that count. The wind chill at 8 a.m., even some upper teens is what it will feel like there around Greencastle. Your lunch hour, lower to middle 20s, and those wind chills probably not going to get out of the 20s throughout the day on Monday. Into Tuesday, we still have more clouds across the area. It's going to be dry, though, really a pretty quiet stretch of weather coming our way. It's not until late in the day on Tuesday we start to see some of that clearing coming in. So as a result, again, temperature is going to be cool, but we do start a little bit of a warming trend here. We'll get around 40 degrees on Tuesday and back to about where we should be here for the middle of the week on Wednesday. Partly sunny skies, 42. Thursday really looking very nice, mostly sunny skies, 46. So a great day for the toy drive collection that we'll have there at Monument Circle. Temperatures actually approaching 50 by next weekend.
Perfect collection weather there.
Yeah, and you can stay in your car.
Yeah, we'll come to you.
All right.
Thanks for that, Kyle. Well, time is running out to put the Indianapolis Zoo's holiday light display on the map. Voting for USA Today's 10 Best Zoo Lights competition ends tomorrow. The zoo has finished in the top 5 3 years in a row. This year they want to win. Christmas at the zoo goes through December 30th, and it includes holiday activities, Santa's Village, and lots of lights, as you see there. Coming up here on RTV6, the Better Business Bureau is reminding you about online shopping safety ahead of Cyber Monday, the simple tips that could help protect you from getting scammed. And the impeachment inquiry into President Trump is moving into the next phase. What to expect this week on Capitol Hill.
Today about once weekly Ozempic.
The House Intelligence Committee is set to review and release its report on the impeachment inquiry into President Trump. ABC's Rachel Scott explains the review comes as the Judiciary Committee gets ready to start its hearings this week.
As lawmakers prepare to enter the next phase of the impeachment investigation, members of the House Intelligence Committee will have 24 hours to review the report detailing its findings on President Trump's dealings with Ukraine. Committee Chairman Adam Schiff has set a Tuesday meeting to approve the release of that report, which will then be forwarded to the House Judiciary Committee for consideration of articles of impeachment against the president.
The prosecutors here are, in effect, the House Judiciary Committee, where they have to decide what charges are appropriate to move forward.
The House Judiciary Committee will hold its first public hearing on Wednesday. Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler has given the president until Friday to decide if he would like to take advantage of due process protections afforded to him, including the right to request witness testimony and cross-examine witnesses called by the House Judiciary Committee. House Judiciary Committee ranking Republican Doug Collins was asked if Republicans will call witnesses.
First and foremost, the first person who needs to testify is Adam Schiff.
It's unclear whether the president and his legal team will participate.
I can also understand how he is upset at the illegitimate process that we saw unfold in the Intelligence Committee. The big question is going to be whether Jerry Nadler continues that into the Judiciary Committee's hearings.
Congresswoman Val Demings, a member of both the House Intelligence and Judiciary Committees, says she hopes the president and his legal team do participate in the process.
If he has not done anything wrong, we're certainly anxious to hear his explanation of that.
President Trump continues to call the impeachment inquiry a politically motivated witch hunt. The president is heading back to Washington this evening, and tomorrow he heads to London for a NATO summit. Rachel Scott, ABC News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Well, Cyber Monday is tomorrow, and the Better Business Bureau is reminding you to be careful when you shop online. The BBB says watch out for false advertising and keep a close eye on the web address on your browser. Scammers like to create lookalike websites. Keep your antivirus software updated. It can often detect non-secure websites and pop-up phishing scams. Use your credit card so you can dispute any questionable charges that may show up later. Debit cards do not offer that same protection. And as we mentioned a little earlier, the RTV6 RTV6 Toy Drive collection on Monument Circle is this Thursday from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. You can also drop off toys at several locations, including participating Applebee's and used stores. For a full list, click on the 6 Shines On Toy Drive, that logo on the homepage of our website, theindychannel.com. We'll be right back.
At Ross, yes for less.
Mainly some cold rain showers across central Indiana right now. A few snow showers over the eastern portion of the state. We'll all make that transition to a few snow showers tonight. But again, temperature's only going to drop to around 32 degrees. So roads should stay in pretty good shape. Could see a light coating in spots.
That's good to hear. And we'll be back with you tonight on RTV6 News at 11. Thanks for being here with us. Have a good rest of your evening.